Hello PLP geometry students, welcome to your first video of the school year. We are going to start here with Unit 1, and we're going to call Unit 1 Intro to Geometry. Within this Unit 1, talking about Intro to Geometry, we are going to really go over a lot of the key terminology that you'll use this year. Some of this you have seen in the past. We will then expand upon some of it, but this stuff is going to be used throughout the entire school year. So again, we cannot learn it and forget it. We have to learn it and remember it. So this is your first video of this unit, and it's going to be over what are called undefined terms. Undefined terms. For those who have watched my videos in the past, I'm going to do a better job this year of actually writing so you can read. So and I hold the applause till the end, but that's what I might plan to do. So we have three undefined terms to talk about today. The first undefined term is called a point. A point is described as a location. In geometry, you will see dots representing points with capital letters. I'm going to put a capital P next to that point. This is called point P. Point P. Notice that P is capitalized. Or you can just say capital P, P, and that stands for the point. Now, you are familiar with points because you know points from the coordinate plane, from your algebra days. On the coordinate plane, we use points to represent locations. They just come in ordered pairs, x and y. Well, same thing here, but we're just putting our points out in space. The second important undefined term is called a line. A line extends infinitely, in two directions. A line is going to be a one-dimensional object in geometry. So it goes, I know it goes in two directions, but that is, in one dimension. Okay, it's hard to describe, sorry. So here is what a line looks like, right? It has arrows on the end. I'm going to put 3 points on this line. I'm going to put A and B towards the arrows of this line. And I'm going to put C somewhere in between A and B. Okay? So we have 3 points on this line. When we name the line, though, we only use 2. So only 2 points to name. So for instance, we could call this line AB. If you call it line AB, you would put capital A, capital B with a line above it. You could also call this line BA. So that's the reverse. You can call this line AC. Again, notice me using the line means it includes A and C, but it goes beyond A and C to include B as well. You are not going to call this line ACB or ABC or any form with 3 letters. Do not use all 3 letters. Okay, the other way you might name a line is if on one of the arrows it has a lowercase letter. I'm going to put an L. I'm going to make it cursive. This would then be called line L. Now, a word used to describe points A, B, and C is a word called collinear. So because these 3 points are all on the line, we would say that A, B, and C are collinear on the same line together. So be aware of that word collinear. You might see it later on. Okay. And then the last undefined term is called a plane. A plane is a flat surface extending without end. Extending without end. And a plane is going to be our two-dimensional figure. So you get the coordinate plane. It has an x and y axis. It goes in 2 dimensions. Okay? Now, when we talk about a plane, typically we let a parallelogram represent a plane. So a parallelogram is a rectangle just slanted. So on this plane, we need 3 points that are not in a line. So if I put a point here, let's call it x. I put a point there, call it y. So I could draw a line through those 2 points. So don't just use those 2. Use a third point. I'm going to put over here z. X, y, and z. These are 3 points not on the same line. So we could call this plane x, y, z. Need to use 3 letters, okay? So we call this plane XYZ. You also might see in the corner kind of a bolded capital letter that does not have a point next to it. You can also name this plane and just capital M. Sometimes they're fancy capital letters, right? So those 2 are ways to name planes. Now I'm going to be honest with you, we're not going to do a lot with planes in this class because you are taking planar geometry. This is called Euclidean geometry, and Euclid was famous for doing geometry on the plane. So again, planes will not be a huge deal. All right, so you did it. You survived the first video. So after each video, there is going to be a short assignment on Delta Math that you should complete. And again, once you complete that assignment, you should feel good about it and move on to the next video. All right, thank you for watching.